Today's show brought to you in part by GoToMeeting. For a free 30-day trial, use code podcast at gotomeeting.com.
Hey, let's take a look at some consumer news today with our partners, RVbusiness.com. Of course, they are focused on the business of RVs, but from time to time, there's things that come across the wire that consumers might be interested in as well. One of them to think about, it's kind of interesting, the state of Alaska is actually having quite a bad time as far as some trends in RV lifestyle travel. Summer RVing tourist is becoming kind of a rarity in the state of Alaska, according to the Fairbanks Daily News Miner. The Alaska Visitor Statistics Program was commissioned by the Alaska Department of Commerce. They look at it every 5 years. And the border crossings at the top of the World Highway, the Alaska Highway and Haines Highway, slipped 26% from 2006 to 2011. Only border crossing that challenged the trend was the Klondike Highway between Skagway and Whitehorse, which saw a 17% increase in traffic. Now, this has a lot of impact in Alaska because overall the money spent fell from $111 million to $71 million between 2006 and 2011. These were visitors that came through highway or ferry into the state. In other words, didn't fly in. Only 69,000 visitors came during that particular period. It disproportionately affects communities in the interior of Alaska. Of course, they rely more heavily on highway visitors. Even among retirees, fewer people are able to take a month, which is basically what's required to drive from the lower 48 up to Alaska and do the tour and then come back home, if you're taking a leisurely sort of drive. And the Alaska Tourism Board is saying that the reality is that the consumer is changing, and they're trying to react and adapt to that. In fact, even spaces around Denali National Park have been closing down as far as RV parks in the area. Number of visitors peaked in 2006, but the industry has gone through some unprecedented times. So, although the 4-month summer visitor season brings about 70% of visitors to the state, Alaska is starting to begin to make gains as a winter destination. So, there should be plenty of room, there should be some pretty decent prices, and you don't want to rule out Alaska from your travel plans from an RV standpoint if you've got the time. Minimalist campers are attracting a lot of attention, specifically a company called Cricket. They're actually kind of hitting a hot button as the Un-RV. If you remember the Un-Cola of 7-Up fame from years ago, this is the CricketTrailer is a totally different sort of experience. It's designed and manufactured in Houston, and it has been named one of Art Attack's top 5 for architecture and design at the 2010 Lawndale Design Fair. But it's only been available for purchase the last couple of months. It's designed by a former space architect with NASA. Said he wanted to make a camper trailer that took the outdoor and RV industry in a new direction. Of course, he has his day job is working, or was working, on the International Space Station. So he's got a lot of expertise of helping people to live in small spaces. And he also had a history of interest in the outdoors. He says people are not buying a house on wheels. The whole point is to buy something that enables them to have further adventure. Now, the base model is kind of a hybrid of a tent and a trailer. Has a pop-up style roof. Base model starts a little over $14,000, but there are all sorts of add-ons, and the trailer shell itself is also available. An early sketch design kind of looked like a Cricket from the side, and that was where the name came from. And they really kind of had a central thought of what type of camping trailer would an REI customer buy. We have fewer amenities, but they say we like to think we have the right amenities. Finally, an article from Missouri actually points out, not necessarily that state, but things in general, how as a consumer you really have to ask questions and be aware of the environment in the state and the neighboring states. State Supreme Court in Missouri has made a decision that affects collection of local sales taxes on some vehicles, and that could have far-reaching implications for governments and car dealerships or RV dealerships. Basically, they ruled that the local sales tax can be levied only on vehicle sales that occur within the state. And the deal is that title registration is how the state gets their money, the state sales tax, but the state and local taxes for motor vehicles and boats and trailers and RVs are collected at the time of registration. So if a vehicle was purchased, let's say in Illinois, that buyer is not subject to the municipal sales tax, only to the state sales tax. And that could be several $1,000s, depending on where that was made. Now, the RV dealers and car dealers are, and the cities and localities are a little bit upset because from their point of view, the state gets their taxes, but the locality does not. So bottom line on all of that is be aware of where you're making your RV purchase, and also recognize that at least in Missouri, the collection of local sales taxes by vehicles sold by individuals is prohibited. So there may be some opportunity to make some individual trades there as well. So that's it as far as news for the day. Kind of interesting, the Alaska piece, because I can't imagine more of an adventure than spending a month there. But as they point out, even if retirees, even if people have the financial resources, it's kind of hard to get time, and they have other obligations with family and friends and so forth. So really quite an interesting situation. Or the other side of that, an opportunity as well. So that's about it. News for the day. It's time for 30 seconds.
All right, we've got your 30 seconds of shameless plugs. First, of course, you can find us on Boxee in the App Store there, and we are also on the Roku. So if you find us in the channel store, we are under the fitness and outdoor section. Please give us a rating. We greatly appreciate that. You can we're on Pinterest, and all of our shows have their own boards. We're also on Google+, and please subscribe to us on our RVNN Daily, which comes out Fridays.
Hey, Gabe, wanna go for a walk? Gabe? Gabe? Gabe?
Hey, buddy, you lost? Hold on.
If your pet is the adventuresome type, be sure he's connected to PetHub. A quick scan using any smartphone shares your pet's vital information, so that even his wildest escapades have a happy ending. PetHub, reuniting pets with their families.
Come on, Gabe, let's go home.